delve into the fascinating mystery of the rings worn by Princess Kate Middleton. Each ring tells a secret story, a royal legacy, an intimate declaration. This exclusive report reveals everything you didn't know about the Princess of Wales's most iconic jewels. Captivating journalistic style, fluid storytelling, exclusive revelations. Subscribe to the channel, share this video, and leave your opinion in the comments. Do you think Kate's jewelry reveals more than her words? It all begins with a simple detail. A discreet sparkle, a subtle touch of light that shimmers on the Princess of Wales's finger. To most observers, these are just jewels. But to those who know how to look, each ring worn by Catherine Middleton is much more than an accessory. It's a statement, a symbol, sometimes even an enigma. In this report, we will reveal what few people know. The hidden story behind Princess Kate's rings. The woman who, behind her controlled smile and impeccable style, silently carries forward the legacy of an entire monarchy through meaningful jewels. Of all the pieces in his collection, there is one that the world instantly recognizes, the engagement ring adorned with a 12-carat blue sapphire, surrounded by diamonds. A jewel that has spanned generations, once belonging to Lady Diana Spencer, Prince William's mother. By offering this ring to Catherine, William not only proposed to her, he inscribed their story in that of his mother, who died tragically. He recreated an invisible link between past and future, between memory and hope. This highly symbolic gesture triggered a wave of global emotion. But beyond the emotion, this jewel continues to spark debates, questions, and interpretations. Why did he choose this particular ring? Was it a sincere tribute or a burden for Catherine to bear? How does the princess experience this constant reminder of the iconic figure of Diana? And that's just the beginning. Because Kate doesn't just wear this historic jewel. She combines it, complements it, and juxtaposes it with other equally revealing rings. Look closely at her left hand, and you'll notice a thin platinum wedding band set with small diamonds. A discreet yet significant addition. This band was crafted by Queen Elizabeth II's royal jeweler, from traditional Welsh gold, according to the custom of the British monarchy. It's a way for Catherine to honor traditions while adding her own contemporary touch. But the story doesn't end with these two rings. On several occasions, the princess has appeared with a third, thin, barely visible band slipped between the wedding band and the engagement ring. A stylistic choice. A personal message. Speculation is rife. Some experts see it as a promise, a renewed oath. Others suggest a symbolic gift from William on the birth of their first child, Prince George. Nothing has been officially confirmed, and as is often the case with the royal family, silence is confirmation. The lack of explanation leaves room for interpretation, further reinforcing the mystery surrounding these rings. Over the years, attentive observers have noted the subtle evolutions in the way Kate wears her rings. Sometimes she reverses their order. Sometimes she removes them completely, particularly during sports activities or hospital visits. These are tiny details, but they fuel the collective imagination. For Catherine's every gesture is scrutinized, analyzed, and dissected. And behind this apparent simplicity, everything is meticulously measured. Her relationship with jewelry is no exception. It is controlled, thoughtful, charged with emotion but also strategy. Being a princess today means speaking without saying a word. And Kate does this brilliantly, particularly through her rings. This silent language is reflected in all of her public appearances. At official events, the princess often opts for a specific combination of jewelry, the famous engagement ring, the royal wedding band, and sometimes a more contemporary piece given by William or chosen by herself. When visiting abroad, she adapts her choices to suit local cultures. In India, she wore sapphire jewelry reminiscent of the color of her signature ring. In Paris, she favored discretion and sobriety, removing her most visible jewelry. Nothing is left to chance. But this intimate relationship with her rings is also part of a silent rivalry, the one that pits her, intentionally or not, against Meghan Markle. While Meghan opted for a diamond engagement ring custom designed by Harry, far removed from royal traditions, Kate embodies continuity. She bears the weight of custom. Meghan, on the other hand, asserts modernity. In this discreet opposition, the jewelry becomes a symbolic dividing line between two conceptions of royalty. And fascinated spectators project their own emotions and convictions onto it. The mystery deepens even more when we examine the other rings worn by Catherine outside of major events. During private ceremonies, or in photographs taken on vacation, she sometimes wears rings unknown to the general public. Pieces that have never been officially identified, and which could have more sentimental than historical value. Gifts from William. Jewelry inherited from her own family. Private trophies. The princess's silence leaves doubt hanging, and perpetuates the myth. Because that, too, is what it means to be a Windsor, knowing how to cultivate ambiguity. It's no coincidence that Kate Middleton is nicknamed the Princess of Rings by some British media. She has made jewelry a parallel language. And more than symbols, her rings become instruments of communication, between tradition and modernity, between memory and the future. Behind her reserved smile and well-cut suits, she weaves a secret narrative, where each precious stone plays the role of a word, a memory, a message. This report is not simply a dive into a jewelry box. It is an exploration of royal psychology, an attempt to decode the strategic silence of the woman who will one day be queen consort. Catherine doesn't speak for the sake of it. And when she does speak, it is often through calculated aesthetic choices that speak volumes about her loyalty, her sense of duty, and her desire to blend into the royal lineage while leaving her personal mark. Ultimately, Princess Kate's rings are more than just adornments. They are chapters in a complex family story, markers in time, signals sent to those who can read between the lines. And you, do you really know what the Princess of Wales is saying when she reaches out to the world?